no water. No, wala siya. Pinasa mo nila na so. Yeah. Ang ganda niya. Huh? Bond has already had ako isa sinang unisir. Well, I am from the other side of Carroll side. By this community center. Hindi I'm going to do. But I have a house on Wilkinson Street. When you come on there after Goya Street, you come up straight up Wilkinson Street. Okay. Huh? Like to go to the river. My house is the second to last house before Goya Street. You only get one side. Yes, I here have a little parlor here. Right now she has a parlor. Hmm? Yes. Seechan. We say that this is Wilkinson Street here. And you come here, you can go to the middle by front. The house
Yeah.
you can come.
I want to.
In the left hand side.
So that's what he said, like street. Street.
You would walk in, or then further. Then after the corner. Yeah, then after the corner. And then you find that guy just doing electrical work. Mahabal. Just by the corner, just
Kaya lang ito na
oh yeah, you can take it. Yeah.
Cách tôi sẽ lấy cái phòng đầu tiên xong I don't know if any of them was done okay, don't worry about that. Don't worry. Yeah, one of them on the right is one on the left. Which one is the small one?
You have to do it. I said do it.
Stay cool. Yeah. Wait, you can't come back inside. Alright, Rob, you gotta hold this clip for me.
Huh?
Come push that clip in.
Okay.
One leg clip. Yeah, one big clip. Yellow.
Oh, what do you do?
Screw that. I think it'll say they know. Yeah, that's fine.
Now watch. If you want to get it back out, you got to tilt it this way. Tilt it. You see what I mean?
The silver thing inside, like the look.
Still is that. So what? Now it's clear so oh, push it. Is it enough? That's how it was. No, same. This was loose. This here. This was loose. He was getting yeah, I don't know how that. I told you. Why didn't you leave the other one? Where the other one is?
That's it. That's not it.
It's not. Why all this?
Pull that up again.
Which one? Or the length?
No, that's not. It's supposed to hook on.
Pull it.
Wait. Now push like that.
Which good?
Push it towards you. That's it. We should get to some new.
It's falling.
Oh, God, it's already apart.
This thing was loose here.
Definition.
It's inside.
No, it's not inside.
So this side you gotta help me with. Not that side. This side you flip it from. Just to get away from.
Yeah, but I have to go on this side.
You already start?
Get that little hum and get more to them.
Oh, yeah. Gotta bring this whole thing out. See that? See this clip right here? You see this stuff? That one too?
No, that one is fine. Pull it up. Pull the clips. Same thing.
You can take the whole thing out. Yeah, I got this side. This side is good. This side is good. This side is good.
That's not good.
Can't you pump it?
She can stick like that, but it's not good.
It's
Just have
fine.
to sit quite here.
Yeah, why didn't you check all that before we come?
Did I know that?
I thought you did. You and she talked all that.
Yeah, because one of the clip.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, when he...
When you sit on it. Sitting?
Seems so.
Nope. Alright, I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up and you're gonna pull it back, right?
Okay.
See how they do it? Yeah. That's what the problem is. This one, pull it. Block it.
It's in place.
No, it's not in place. The other one.
It's the same as the other one.
No, it's not in place. No, it's not in place.
Bring
I
it.
gotta
Should I
fix
bring the
this.
next one?
No, the next one, the key broke.
Both of them?
Yep. One of the read.
But that one, I thought she owned harmonium.
Yeah.
But do you want to bring she own one?
How much?
No, saying that's why.
Yeah. She can figure out where she gonna put this.
ಚಟ ಖರ್ಚು ಬಾಕಿ ಉಳಿಕಲ್ಲ
dancing.
Oh, you?
Yeah, but I ran to jail and dancing. He said, I can't sing. See right there. I think I'm from the right now. Can sing? I can sing right there. No, you're no, but play with my birthday. One God can't sing that. Sing. You don't trick that really good. You want to bring the one in our wedding. You want to bring our wedding.
Music?
No, you can't play. I took full version.
So sorry. I didn't have any things covered. You have anything you need?
Okay. I need to come up right here.
संसार ने जब ठुकराया तब द्वार तेरे प्रभु आया। मैंने तुझे कभी ना ढाया, तूने सदा सदा अपनाया। संसार ने जब ठुकराया तब द्वार तेरे प्रभु आया। मैंने तुझे कभी ना ढाया, तुझे सदा सदा अपनाया। संसार ने जब ठुकराया मैं मधुमाया में पूरा तेरे कर को भूला, तेरे उपकर को भूला, तूने कभी नहीं बिसराया, मैं ही जग में भरमाया। संसार ने जब ठुकराया, तब द्वार तेरे प्रभु आया। मैंने तुझे कभी न खाया, तूने सदा सदा अपनाया। संसार ने जब ठुकराया, हाथ से खोया, शुभ अवसर हाथ से खोया। जब लूट रही थी माया, तूने कितनी बार जगाया। संसार ने जब ठुकराया, तब द्वार तेरे प्रभु आया। मैंने तुझे कभी न ढाया, तूने सदा सदा अपनाया। संसार ने जब ठुकराया, जग में सब कुछ है तेरा, मैं कहता रहा मेरा मेरा, मैं कहता रहा मेरा मेरा। अब अंत समय जब आया, मैं मन ही मन पछताया। संसार ने जब ठुकराया, तब द्वार तेरे प्रभु आया। मैंने तुझे कभी न खाया, तूने सदा सदा अपनाया। संसार ने जब ठुकराया, पिंजरे के पंजरे पिंजरे के पंजरे, तेरा दर दर जाने को, तेरा दर दर जाने को। पिंजरे के पंजरे, कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी, तेरी भी पंछी क्या लगानी रे। कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी, तेरी भी पंछी क्या लगानी रे। लेकिन तेरी कतारी आंसू में तड़प डूबे, तेरा दर्द जाने को, तेरा दर्द जाने
दुर्गे मैया दुर्गे जय जय माँ अम्बा दुर्गे देवी दुर्गे माँ दुर्गे जय जय माँ अम्बा दुर्गे देवी दुर्गे दुर्गे जय जय
Seechan, my friends. Pleasant good evening to each of you. Now I ask that we all please stand. As we celebrate the life of our beloved sister, Debbie, we put our hands together, close our eyes and bow heads. We pray to the Lord of the Pitras to convey the soul of our beloved sister safely across the ocean of mundane existence to merge into oneness with the divine. Hari Om. Our beloved sister Debbie have been ailing for a while, as many of you are aware. But she never gave up the fight until finally she succumbed to her sickness. Arjuna, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he had asked a question of the Lord Bhagwan Shri Krishna as to why should he fight against his near and dear ones, his cousins, on the battlefield. And Lord Krishna said to Arjuna, Ashochanan vashochastvam pragyavaransha bhashasi gatasuna gatasunsha nanushochandi pandita. Bhagwan Krishna, he said to Arjuna, Arjuna, you speak as though you are very learned. But the knowledgeable person grieves neither for the living nor for the dead. And the Lord went on further and he said to Arjuna, Arjuna, weapons cannot destroy the Atma, water cannot drench it, nor can fire burn it. The soul moves on to a body that is suitable to its karma. And as we look at the final remains of our beloved sister in the casket tonight, it prompts the question as to why should death approach such a loving and kind individual? Throughout the pages of our scriptural text, the teachings of Sanatana Dharma, Bhagwan speaks about our karma, our actions. And our scriptural teachings tells us that where there is a beginning, there is going to be an end. Where there is birth, there is going to be death. And Arjuna went on to ask the Lord a question further down in the 12th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. He says, tell me, my Lord, what is the simplest method that we can use in order to come back to you, where our soul can merge back into you? Tell us the simplest method. And the Lord said to Arjuna, Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitraha karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankar samadukha sukhaksham. Bhagwan Krishna said to Arjuna, Adveshta sarva bhutanam. You see that individual who have been friendly to all of my creation? That individual can come back to me. The individual who created no enmity in this world, such a person can come back to me. Karuna, the individual who showed compassion, who felt for his fellow human beings, that person can come back to me. What happens while we live our life upon this earth is that at times we create enmity, at times we create friends, at times we show no compassion to our fellow human beings. Nirmamo nirahankar. There are times in our lives when we put up a barrier between ourselves and God. That nirmamo nirahankar. And that is the word I. I am this, I am that, I am the next. Not realizing that one day this is where you'll be. And this is mine. That is mine. This land is mine. This money is, this house is mine. This is mine. The word mine is a barrier between ourselves and God. So we got to break down that barrier. We got to come and realize that at the end of it all, this is where everything ends. So, we live our lives in preparedness for when a time like this comes. That's what you can do. Prepare yourself for this moment. Make friends. Show compassion. Realize that nothing in this world belongs to you, because, you know, there's a very beautiful bhajan that we always hear at funerals and viewings and so. कोई न ले जाए धन बांध की गठरिया, बांध के गठरिया राम बांध के गठरिया, कोई न ले जाए धन बांध के गठरिया, कोई न ले जाए धन बांध के गठरिया. It is important that all of us realize that we came into this world with our hands empty, my friends, and we are going to leave with our hands empty. We cannot take with us any of the comforts that we have prepared for ourselves and for our near and dear ones. It will remain. But what you can take with you at a time like this is the minutes and the hours that you have spent with God. The time that you spent in your puja room, in performing yagyas, in performing puja and giving dan, charity, feeding the hungry. This is the wealth that you accumulate, and this is the wealth that can take you back to Bhagwan. This is what you can use as a raft, as a boat, to sail you across the ocean of mundane existence to be in oneness with the Supreme Master. We are blessed with the crown of God's creation. The Lord have created 8.4 million species of life forms, and we carry the crown of God's creation. Even the Supreme comes upon earth as a human being to do what? To teach us human beings how we should lead our lives in this world. The Lord made a promise to us. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya taratmanam shrijamyam paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapan arthaya shambhavami yuge yuge. Bhagavan Krishna went further to speak to Arjuna. He said, Arjuna, जब जब धर्म की आनी और अधर्म की वृद्धि होती है, तब तब मैं ही अपनी रूप को रचता हूँ, सकार लोगों को सन्मुख प्रकट होता हूँ, साधु पुरुष के द्वार करने के लिए, पाप कर्म करने वाले को भी नाश करने के लिए, और धर्म की अच्छी तरह संस्थापन करने के लिए मैं युग युग में हुआ करता हूँ. जब वो मनुष्य कहते हैं वो मैं ही हूँ. The Lord promised us that when we are burdened, when we are oppressed, whenever dharma begins to fall and adharma begins to rise, I will come. I will come upon earth to protect the good people of the world. I will come upon earth to eradicate evil. I will come upon earth to uplift dharma. Dharmo rakshati rakshataha. He who protects dharma, dharma is going to protect him. Devi was a devotee in the Sri Krishna Mandir. And whenever I would call her, the first thing she would ask is, what can I do? Tell me. prepare food, prasad, whatever it is. She was always a helpful person. She was always a kind person. She was always a person too that you couldn't mess around. Because when she had something to say, she never looked for any special words to say. But she did all in her power to uplift Dharma. And we are sent upon earth, my friends. If God comes on earth for these three reasons, it means He has sent us here as a human being for these three reasons. To protect the good, to eradicate evil, and to uplift Dharma. And once we can do that, my friends, we would have accumulated the spiritual wealth that we will need in order to go back to God. So this is an experience. This is what is going to happen to us one day. The thing about it is that we do not know when. So what should we do? Prepare ourselves for a moment like this. Lead a life that is becoming of the teachings of the scriptural texts, Sanatana Dharma. Do everything in your power, because we have the future in the palm of our hands. We create our happiness. Always remember this, my friends. Nobody can make you happy in life. You create your happiness. Nobody makes you sad. You create that through your actions. Bare bhagya manush tan pava, sura durlava sada grantha hikawa. We were given this gift to ascend into the higher regions, to be in oneness with God, and we can use this body to desecrate and to go to the lowest hell, where we experience pain and suffering. Do rang dunya mein aur do raste, do roop jeevan ke, jin ke vaste. Sending us upon this earth, God have endowed upon us with the discriminative powers to differentiate the good from the bad, the right from the wrong. We are given the knowledge to make choices in life. He has created two pathways. One is paved with thorns, the other one is paved with flowers. You decide, my friend, which path you would wish to go down. The path that is paved with thorns, there will be unhappiness and failures in life. The path that is paved with flowers, which is satsang, and doing and living upon the pillars of Sanatana Dharma, Satyam, Sauch, Daya or Dan, by helping others, by advising others. That's the path that is paved with flowers. There will be success, there will be peace, there will be happiness all the time. But if we have no time for God, a moment like this would be a very, very uncomfortable one. It would be a sad one. Because we have not accumulated the spiritual wealth that we will need to take us back to God. Help others. Live on the pillars of Sanatana Dharma. Make good choices in life, because choices, friends, have consequences. When we make the choice to follow the teachings of our scriptural text, we will well be on the highway to gaining the grace and the blessings of the Supreme Master. I'm sure, my friends, that if Debbie could have met with each of us, before the Atma should leave her body, she would have liked to leave with all of us these very kind words. I know that the day will come when my sight of this earth shall be lost, and life will take its leave in silence, drawing the last curtain over my eyes. Yet stars will watch at night and morning rises before, and hours heave like sea waves casting up pleasures and pains. When I think of this end of my moment, the barrier of the moment breaks, and I see by the light of death thy world with its careless treasures. Rare is its lowest seat, rare is its meanest of lives. Things that I long for in vain, and things that I got, let them pass. Let me but truly possess the things that I ever spurned and overlooked. I have got my leave. Bid me farewell, my brothers. I bow to you all, and I take my departure. I give back the keys of my door, and I give up all claims to my house. I only ask for thy last kind words. We were neighbors for a long time, but I received more than I could have given to you. Now the day have dawned, and the lamp that lit my dark corner is out. A summons have come, and I am ready for my journey. Boliye Shri Arima Pitra Devta Ki Jai. I now call upon Mario, who would do the eulogy for his mom.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming to be with me and my family in our time of need. Today I stand here as my mother's only son, and this is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. My mother wasn't just someone I loved, she found a way to make people smile. She showed me that strength is not pretending you are not scared. It's loving anyway, fighting anyway, and choosing hope even when nothing feels certain. I watched her use jokes and laughter to mask her pain, always smiling so I could never see her weakness. She bore so much that I could be safe and cared for. But even while facing so much, she was full of life. Her smile could light up a room, and her laughter was unforgettable. She could joke with anyone. And yes, sometimes that came with her potty mouth, which somehow made people love her even more. That humor, honesty, and realness was her. Her love was quiet, steady, and selfless. No matter how tired she was, or how heavy her day had been, she would come home thinking of me. She would bring food just for me, check in on me. My mom came from Trinidad because she wanted more opportunities for me than she could give me there. She left what was familiar so I could have a future that was bigger than either of us could imagine. Because of her, I was able to go to college, travel the world, be part of a medical mission, and even earn my master's degree. Every door that opened for me did so because she was brave enough to open the first one. None of this happened by accident. It happened because my mother chose sacrifice, love, and faith in a future she might not even get to see. At the time, those moments felt simple and ordinary. I never thought to hold on to them, but now I see that they are the foundation of my life with her, and I would give anything for just one more of those ordinary days. She taught us what real strength looks like. It's showing up when it hurts, loving loudly, laughing freely, and finding reasons to smile even when life is hard. As her only son, I was her pride, and she was my rock. Everything strong in me comes from her. Her courage is woven into who I am. Her love lives in my heart, And even though she is no longer here, her presence is everywhere. In the stories we tell, the laughter we remember, and the lives she forever changed. My mother was a lioness until her final breath. She fought with grace, she loved without limits, she laughed without holding back. This world is better because she was in it. I will carry her strength, humor, and love with me for the rest of my life. So today, I don't just say goodbye to my mom. I say thank you. Thank you for my life. Thank you for your strength when I was weak, your laughter when I was tired, and your love when I needed it most. Thank you for fighting so hard, loving so deeply, and giving me everything you have. I promise to live in a way that honors you. I promise to carry your courage into the hard days, your laughter into the quiet ones, and your love into everything I do. I will speak your name with pride, tell your story with joy, and keep your spirit alive through the ways I live my life. My mom's favorite quote was from a movie, Kung Fu Panda. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it's called the present. I will carry that with me every day, cherishing every moment and living in a way that makes you proud. Mom, you will always be my lioness, my protector, my heart, and I will miss you every day until I see you again. Thank you.
We will now leave the floor open for anyone who would wish to say something to the members of the family. The mic is open for 1 minute each.
Sitaram, once more, Panaji has invited anyone from the family or from the congregation to please come up and make your offering.
Good night, everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Faye and this is my brother Fallon. We're Roy, niece and nephew from Trinidad. Today was an extremely difficult day for the family, but we're here because Auntie Abby was the world to Uncle Roy and we're married. In July and October, we had the pleasure to visit and spend time with her. And in 1 month, Aunt Debbie, if you all know, she's a famous cook. Everybody loved her hand. And she taught us how to cook. And she taught us a lot of things that we could have taken to us for the rest of our lives. She had a smile that could just brighten any room, even though she was fighting her battle. 3 weeks ago, she called me back home, and she was the most jolly person ever. And she wanted to come back home to Trinidad for a short while, and she was like, Faye, I found a way to come to Trinidad. Uncle Roy wouldn't bring me on the plane. She found a road. She said the road to come to Trinidad, we had to pass through Mearu, and get ready, she picking me up to go Maracas. We all laughed so much, but these are memories that will take us forever. And Debbie was so kind to us, and she loved Uncle Roy and Mario dearly. To Uncle Roy and Mario, we are here for you both through it all. The upcoming days may be very lonely, and it's going to be a very hard normal to adjust to. But you're surrounded by a lot of people who love you and care for you. And we're here. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Gabriel, and I'm with my twin brother Michael. Debbie helped, she was our babysitter for 11 years. She was one of, like, second mother to me. She helped raise me and brought me to school and took me home every day. She cooked food. She introduced us to doubles and all over rice. Curry dog. Sorry. Can you?
Hi, I'm Michael. Debbie was a very special person when I was growing up. I always remember her coming over to our apartment, and I always was excited to see her every day, no matter what. Like, she became a second mom to me, and I don't know what I could do without her. Her picking us up from school every day and then going to the park every day. Those are memories held cherished forever. And she was one of the strongest people I know. And I remember the first time she came after finding out about her cancer. She had a hat on, she was bald, they took it off, and I said, I'll give you some of my hair. I always remember that because I remember she, no matter what she was doing, she was strong, she was caring, and she, even though she was struggling on the inside, she still came to take care of me and my brother. And no matter what, every time in the car, she always had her friends call, and she was always very proud to speak of us, always speaking of us very highly, and I love her for that, and I'll never forget her for that. Gabe's very emotional, I know, he's crying behind me, isn't he? I find that jokes are one of the best ways to go over sadness, and you always gotta keep smiling. And whenever you remember Debbie, don't cry, don't do anything sad. You always just gotta smile and laugh at her memory. Just that way you cherish her and don't forget her. Because we all love Debbie here, and she's one of the best people we'll ever know. And you only get a few special people in your life, so just remember that Debbie was one of them.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Emil Bazil, and we're friends of the Seechan family. I didn't have anything prepared, I didn't know I was going to say anything, but I've been friends with Romario for 13 years. And just to see the family that he's come from and how much love they have poured into him and us. So many summers. I'm just so honored that I've had the opportunity just to know Debbie and know her love and understand the type of family that raised such a great friend and someone who I truly love as my brother. So I'm just deeply grateful just to have the opportunity to be here and to show my respects because he was just such an incredible person. Thank you.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bilo. I'm one of Romario's best friends. We're pretty much brothers at this point. And she's beautiful today. She looks amazing. This is the woman I remembered. Beautiful, vibrant. It's a shame we're all gathered here today like this, but just to see a glimpse of what I knew, it's a little refreshing. Deb was one of a kind. I mean, I've known Deb for 15 years, and I found out her name was Deb like 2 weeks ago. You know, that's Mom. I'm like, who's Deb? You know? I called her Mama every time. You know, she treated me like a son. She treated me like Romulo's brother. You know, just getting into trouble at home, you know, drinking too much sometimes at parties, you know, but she was always encouraging us. She always just wanted us to live and just have fun, and we'll clean up the mess later. You know, don't even worry about it. You know, I used to always tell him, like, damn, Mom, I love that roti you got us. Knowing damn well she got it from the store, you know, like, I just wanted to lift her spirits a little bit, you know. I'm like, nah, you did a little something. You added a little salt or something to the roti, I know that. So I made this though, you can have this. I'm like, I already had that, I want this. We actually, for those who don't know the story, I have a scar on my arm right here. I have a nice big scar right here. I think it was either for your birthday or graduation present or both. You know, Deb and Roy threw a big party as always. And, you know, they gifted him, I think it was a Nissan Sentra. And Deb didn't want to get her hair wet. She didn't want to get her hair wet. You know, she looked at the volume on their hair. You're going to ruin it with some, you know, liquid, champagne, whatever. And I was like, nah, Romo, you got to spray your parents with the champagne. Make a mess. We here, we celebrating. And she was like, no. But then when he finally did it, she was like, oh, you know, screw this hair. Like, that was amazing. These are the memories that I hold dear in my heart. You know, it's been a sad couple months. It's been a sad year. But it's gonna be sad for us moving forward for a little while. It's gonna suck. But, you know, and thank you.
Really? She was always Mom. You showed up, she was Mom. There was no other name for her. Like, Roy's dad. It's always been Dad. Even when we were at work, call him Dad. There's no way else to call him. But I think the boys shared a lot about our story with the Seechan family through high school. But one story with Mom that I get to keep to myself up until now was I left New York in 2021. And, well, yes, in high school I didn't have super present parents, but I'm very lucky to have so many friends with much more significantly present parents. And two of them was Mom and Dad here. And they never questioned why this little Asian girl never goes home, or why she's always here, or why she's always hungry. But they're just like, oh, you want to eat? We have food. Roma's like, did you eat today? Come over, we have food. And all the parties they used to have, Roma would be like, Mom made mango chow for you. And when I was leaving New York for LA, I stopped by the Seechan family to say goodbye. Roy was unfortunately sleeping, but I was with Mom in the kitchen, and she wished me so much. She gave me so much good luck, and so much faith in me. And she told me, you're young, you're beautiful, you have so much to live for, so much to do, and you're gonna do it, and you're gonna do it so well. I've seen you grow, I've seen you change, and you're only gonna get better. She's like, I did it, and it was much harder for me. You have so much more at your disposal, you have so much you can do. So go do it, I'm so happy for you. Then she sent me off. And then when Romo came to visit me the next, and Long Beach. He came with a box of curry powder and mango chow. She was very special. Then you think about all the people that you're gonna lose. You think about your parents and your siblings. And you just don't think about all the parents that adopted you. I'm very lucky to have been adopted by so many parents when I didn't have mine. She looks really beautiful today. I'm happy to see her like this. This is how I want to remember her.
Hello. If you don't know me, my name is Robbie Varghese. I am Debbie manager where she worked with me. A lot of my employees are came here to see Debbie one more times. Can you please come over here if you can? Please, Debbie want to see you guys here. Debbie is working with me last 2 years, but the last 2 years, she is a different person. She come always joy. She don't say anything about her pain, anything. She always feed all these employees every time when she work on weekend or weekdays. She love parties. We can't miss this thing. We always talk about Debbie every day. Most of the days, we call her, we speak to her. Some days she don't answer, we call Kennedy speak with us. But, you know, Debbie is no longer with her body here. Debbie is always remaining in our heart. We are grateful for the time we had with her, and we carry her spirit forward in how we treat one another, just as she would have wanted. May she rest in peace, and may we honor her, remaining her with love. Our condolence and prayer for grieving family. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Seechan. My name is Anthony. I've known Roy and Debbie for over 20 years now. When I first came to New York, I always loved cricket. And we were driving by the park by the Vanlook. And that's why I saw Roy playing cricket. I was very young and a teenager. And that's how I met Roy, playing cricket. And since then, Roy and Debbie treated me like their son. We went Florida together. We went New Jersey, all different states playing cricket, but she treated me like her own son. From high school, when I got into college, she was very happy, both Roy and Debbie, very happy and proud. And I remember she every time she used to call and whatever you need, even Roy, very supportive and treated me like their own son. When I got into medical school, she was very, very happy. And as everyone said, she's very loving, caring, supportive, always wants to feed you. And those are the memories we'll cherish forever. So today we celebrate her life and her legacy. And to Roy and Mario, I know it's going to be tough, but we're all here to support you. And whatever you guys need, we're here for you. So tomorrow, I know, is the funeral, but her legacy is going to go on. And we love you, Roy. We love you, Mario. And we're always here for you.
Good evening, Scriptural, everyone. I'm Anthony's wife, and I've known her as long as I've known him, which is probably around the same time, 20 years. And both of you have been like parents to me too, because coming into the family, it's like you guys were already a part of his family, and I felt that welcomeness from you guys, and we've known you for so long. Every time we come to your house, it's like she's a second mom. You know, we'll sit and we'll talk and we'll chat like we've known each other for years. And I remember last year when we were just around the corner at my cousin's daughter's birthday, and we said, I think Roy didn't live around the corner, and we went to the wrong house first, but then we went 2 doors down and we found you guys. And it was like no time was lost, and it had only been a few years that we had missed, but that's when she had told us, you know, all the things that were going on. But she was always in high spirit, and I admire her for the woman she was, because it's how everyone should be, that no matter what puts you down, or what should put you down, you ascend above that, and you stay positive, and you stay through prayer and strength, and that's what brings you up in life, and that's what she's taught me as a woman. And I'm so grateful to have known her. And to Roy and Mario, we're always here for you guys, no matter what. We're a few drive away, but it's a good escape from anything when it comes hard to the familiarities that you know. So we love you guys, and we're here for you, and we send our prayers. My parents wanted to be here. They had to go and visit the family in Georgia, but they did send their blessings and prayers to you guys. Thank you.
I've been trying to get here like for the past 25 minutes. You guys still, we signed up a couple times, but that's good, right? It speaks volume that, you know, so many people have a lot to say, especially their last farewell. You know, Roy asked me to prepare something short, so I'm hoping this is short. But my name is Dale, and I've known Debbie and Roy and Romario for over 25 plus years, right? In fact, I think they were one of my first set of friends, group of friends. We came up around the same time from Trinidad, so hopefully you guys can understand my accent. But I do consider them family at this point. And you know, over the years, they have shown, you know, their love and appreciation in ways typically, I think, Trinidadian or West Indians in a whole usually can't really comprehend using words, right? And what happens is you often find us expressing our emotions through actions, right? And that is Debbie. She embodied that completely in spirit. Whenever I stepped into their homes, you know, I was met with warm hospitality, often hearing, you want something to drink? I just cooked some curry duck. You want to try it? Something like that, you know, but I was always met with, I can always expect cheerful conversations, and there was always loud laughter, you know, filling the entire room. And through it all, what really resonates with me with Debbie is really her humility, right? And what I mean by that is a few weeks ago, as an example, I just stopped. My parents live a couple of blocks away, and I stopped just to see how she was doing. And as always, I'm greeted with, you know, a vibrant smile. And before I can even say, Deb, how you feeling? You know, she called me, oh, my name is Dale. She said, Dale. She said, Dale, how your dad's doing? That's the first thing that came out of her mouth, because she knew my dad is unwell. And she always stops by checking my mom when she sees her outside during the summer and asking, just saying hi. You see, for Deb, humility was not only in her actions, but in her words. Debbie's word was never about herself. They were about, you know, lifting others, as many of you have came up here and spoke. Even in her most difficult moments, she speaks with gratitude and encouragement. Her words reflect her heart, you know, gentle, strong, and full of love. Debbie was, you know, those things and even more. But, you know, there's a lot for me. If I have to really say what that more is, it's really a lot. But one thing worth highlighting about Debbie was her resilience and positivity throughout this final ordeal in her life. As you guys also mentioned, at one point, you know, at first I even wonder if Debbie was making a mountain of a molehill, you know, and I wonder, just because of her energy, you know, her attitude, her perseverance, her endurance, and her gratitude were completely opposite of someone. My life reminds me that strength is not just about enduring hardship, it's about transforming it into love, legacy, and inspiration for others. So today, as we celebrate life, I say goodbye not in sorrow, but with gratitude. You know, I'd say goodbye, Debbie. You will forever remain in our hearts. Your laughter, your kindness, and your spirit will live in us forever. And lastly, to Debbie's son, Roy, and obviously Romario. Debbie's light continues through you, her love.
That no one can ever feel. It broke my heart to lose you, but you didn't go alone. For part of me went with you the day.
Enjoy the small things. And you know, I think if it's something that we can take away from her loss, is that to really just make the most of every day that you can.
everyone. Thank you for being here to celebrate the beautiful life of my niece Debbie. I'm Seechan, her aunt, and it feels like just yesterday I was holding her as a baby. Never imagining this day would come so soon. Debbie wasn't just a niece. She was a spark, a force of nature, and a bright light in all our lives. I remember when she was little, and my dad would, actually take his food to eat. Debbie would find her way next to my dad, sit and wait until he's finished eating, which was a habit he had, to just leave some food in that plate for Debbie. I remember when she was growing up, and the time came for her to get married. And she said to me, Auntie Seechan, would you dress me for my wedding? And I said, sure. So when you look at the wedding picture, I did her wedding for her. And that wedding came from Curet. For who don't know that Roy used to live in Curet. And it was like 4 in the afternoon, and we're hearing this big truck come in with this music. And it's the first time that we're going to hear music in a big truck coming for a wedding in the countryside. So it was amazing that that wedding was well done. It was like late in the evening. You can imagine a wedding leaving Couche, 6 o'clock? 6 o'clock in the evening to go to Curet. But anyhow, that was one of her passions. She wanted to look nice, and she wanted to make sure everything was okay with her. That spirit and goodness that she had never faded. She grew into someone who loved to dance. She loved music. She loves partying. She loves enjoying life. She grew into someone who loved to look after everyone, take care of everyone, shared everything. Her laughter was infectious, a melody that could lift anyone's spirit. She had this incredible way of finding joy in small things. She truly taught me about living life with passion and without apology. To me, she was a princess, my confidant, my sunshine. She brought so much warmth and happiness in our family. Even as she faced challenges, she faced them with her strength. She was a dreamer, a doer, and above all, someone who loved deeply and fiercely. It is hard to imagine a world without her vibrant presence. The silence where her laughter used to be is deafening, but her spirit,
not just from Romario, but just also as seeing her as someone who is also treating everyone as a mother. I know she only has one child technically, but it's like she gave birth to so many, as you guys have already heard, with all of his friends and just everyone that she helped take care of. She brought that motherly love to her everywhere she went. And one thing that always shines out about her is, her talent, just the smile and the energy that she brings. Everyone talks about the curry duck, but the curry goat is very underrated, her curry goat. But she also had so much love and laughter. I mean, you can see all of the pictures, just all of the stories of her life, and you would have no idea the pain and the disease that she was battling behind all of that. And she came with such strength and pride, and she came that to be an anchor to everyone else around her. She took the pain that she was feeling and she held it inside so that way no one else around her would have to feel it. And now as we all come together, we all see the strength and this love that she brought, and that's why there's so many people out here now who tell us about how much they love her, about the stories that she brought, and I'm sure we could be here all night and all of tomorrow and all of the next day, just recounting stories of her love and her graciousness that she gave to everyone. You know, behind all of her strength, she was still a strong woman of faith, and throughout every step, she always, you know, looked out to God for her help and for her guiding and for her strength, and that's where she got all of her strength from. And even in this time that we grieve, despite all of the pain and everything, we know that there is still love that she had, and there is that still love that she wants us all to feel. I don't know what else to say now, but I just want to say thank you to everyone for coming on. Thank you for everyone for being here to support the family, and just thank you to the Seechans as well for welcoming me as well with open arms.
Thank you very much, my friends. I now ask Roy, as most of us know him, to come forward and to address all of us. And I'm certain that he would have so much to say, but time is also against us. So I'll ask Roy to come to the microphone.
Good evening, everyone. I must say, I just the closing piece of thanking everyone to be here this evening. I know my wife had battled this cancer for so many years, and we all work with her hard and try our best to make her as comfortable as possible. In my last words to her on Monday, about 4 o'clock in the morning. I finished work at 12 midnight and I reached home at 4 in the morning. 12. At 4, something just waked me up from my bed. I was on the couch sleeping and I just went across to the other side. I just see her foot move, so I was able to get up and doesn't sleep that strong. And I walk across and I asked her, I said, Mama, you in pain? She didn't tell me anything. She didn't say anything. But how I know, I hold her hands. And that's how she talked to me. And I felt something was wrong, that early morning. And I tell her, I say, Mama, don't worry. We will be good. I want you to go in peace. May God bless you, and Bhagwan bless you, and give you all the energy and strength you need to look over your family, your son, and everyone who is here tonight. Everyone who comes here tonight, I will have to say, thank you all from the bottom of my heart and my family and my son, and all who have met Debbie in through all pain and struggle with this disease we call cancer. I would like to thank the people from LIJ who've been a part of the strength on the 5th floor of LIJ. My department is back in there, and I'd like to thank them. I support my colleagues who work with me, and sometimes I have to leave work and run to see her at home and then run back to work. I'd like to thank them for the support and the strength with me. I'd like to thank Mr. Pandey. I saw him sitting back there from the emergency room. What a good support. Sometimes I will call him and ask him, look, she's in pain. If to bring her, don't bring her to the hospital. I'd like to say thanks again, Mr. Pandey, for that. And her department, especially Robbie, and that central sterile department, they always meet me in the hallway and ask me how she's doing, And I will always say, yes, she's doing fine. I know she have good days. I will tell them she have good days and she have bad days. But she's a fighter. She fight this thing, and she fight it down to the end. I know of my brother came from Trinidad and her aunt came from Trinidad. I'd like to thank them very well for that support. and all the family who helped in all the ways. And if I miss anything, I don't want to miss nobody out, but I know time is limited. And I just want to say thanks and all the support. All the kids who I know from middle school, my son, all the kids I know come to my house and vomit up the place sometimes. But that was a joy for her, you know. And I must say, I have the Benny families here. They came from Canada. I must say thanks again, kids, you know. And Anthony, thank you again, son. He was the next son to me. I must appreciate that a lot. Dale, thanks again from your father. I know your father is sick back home. You know, he's going through a lot, but thanks again for that. And I must say it's a pleasure to meet everyone here this afternoon. And the two boys, Michael and Gabriel, I must say, pleasure to you all. Thank you again for everything. If I miss anybody, my friends and everybody else. Anne-Marie, thanks as a sister. It's a pleasure working with you. You know, you've been a joy, you've been a hardship with her. I know many nights I will come home late and she will be on the couch. I'll tell her, I say, you go and sleep downstairs and I will stay on the couch and watch her. So she could get up 5 o'clock and get to work in the morning. You've been inspirational for her, and I must know God will bless my wife. She's resting in peace. And all the heartache and pain and suffering, I told her, I said, Mama, that morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, I said, Mama, let go and go and rest yourself, and you will be in peace. I know her friend Mina is in the back there. Mina, I must say thanks again for everything. You all have give her good support. Whoever I miss, please forgive me. You know, forgive me because it's hurting deep down inside of me. I haven't had the shock yet, although it's there, but I know when the day comes and I go downstairs and I watch an empty floor and I open the closet and I see her clothes, I see everything, it will shake me down a little bit. But I'll be there. I'm strong, I'm fighting it, but I know God is love and we will have to work things out and get things done right. I must say thanks for everyone. I mean, if I miss anything, and I must say thanks to Babs, he's doing an excellent job. Thanks again, Babs, for being here. I know tomorrow, Babs will let you all know what's going to happen tomorrow. Unfortunately, I can't concentrate too much on it. What I'm missing? Oh, Return Day Banana. I'm not saying Return Day Banana. I don't know where Return Day Banana is, but I know it's probably somewhere around. You know, I must say thanks again, you know. Rory, my family is all the way in the back there. He's come from Westchester. He's been inspirational to us too. But thank you all. Thank you all for being here. I know this weather outside is dangerous tonight. You all have when we leave here, I hope I see you all again. And have a safe trip home. I won't close, I'll leave it for Babs too. And I must say, my wife rest in peace. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Roy. Thank you very much, my friends, for your kind words and your many blessings. Tomorrow morning, we'll be performing the Antishti Sanskar, the final rites. At 6:30 a.m., we will be here to conduct the service. And I guess at 8:30, we'll be leaving for the crematorium. So now I invite you friends to let us all please stand. Let's put our palms together, close our eyes and bow our heads in prayer. After which, you will be asked to pass the casket very quietly as members of the satsang group will join with us in bhajan. Hari Om. ओम अनादिनी धनो देवो शंख चक्र गदाधर अक्षय पुंडरीकांश प्रेत मोक्ष रतो भवा। हे पार ब्रह्म परमात्मा, आप आदि और अंत से हीन हैं। हे प्रभु, आप शंख चक्र गदा और पद्म को धारण करने वाले हैं। हे अविनाशी, हे कमलोचन, आप कृपा करके इस आत्मा को मोक्ष दीजिए। Almighty God, you are without beginning and without end. O Eternal One, you are the bearer of the shell, the discus, the club, and the lotus flower. O lotus-eyed one, we beg that you grant salvation to this departed soul. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Please be seated. The satsang group will continue it. Bhajan, and time is a bit against us. And those of you who would not be joining with us tomorrow in the final rites, please, you can bypass the casket and have a safe trip to your homes. Seechan.
तू क्या रो दे मोहे, एक दिन ऐसा आएगा मैं रो दूंगी तो मैं रो दूंगी तो आती गई माती गई तुम्हार से, तू क्या रो दे मोहे, एक दिन ऐसा आएगा मैं रोऊंगी तो मैं रोऊंगी तो। आए तो जाएंगी राजा रंग सभी, आए तो जाएंगी राजा रंग सभी, एक सिंहासन चढ़े चले एक बने दुर्बल को रसताए जाकी मौत आए, तेरा जीव के हाथ में राम भस्म हो जाए, भस्म हो जाए। आती गई तुम्हार से, तू क्या रोने मोहे, एक दिन ऐसा आएगा मैं रोऊंगी तो मैं रोऊंगी तो। जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे सब कुछ कर दे विष को भी अमृत कर दे तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे विष को भी अमृत कर दे पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा जो भी तेरा ध्यान दे फिर तू ही मेरा मान जय 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 कृष्ण मैं सा हमें छोटा सा बच्चा हूँ तुम हो बड़ी बलवान प्रभु जी तेरे लाज रखो वेद सुनाही तुम यहाँ पे लाखों के दुख तारी मेरा दुख भी ताल तू जानो चक्र सुदर्शन वाले एक कथा सा मैं छोटा सा बच्चा हूँ बिगड़ी बना दो भगवान प्रभु जी तेरे लाज रखो एक कथा सा अपना समझ के तेरे आज पुकारा मुझे दिल बना बात तो करो लो दे दो नाथ सहारा एक सा छोटा सा बच्चा हूँ मैं भी तुम्हारे संतान प्रभु जी मेरे लाज रखो मैं आज तुम्हारे द्वार पे आस लगाई ऐसा कोई जतन करो साँच को आज मैं छोटा सा बच्चा हूँ मैं भी तुम्हारे संतान प्रभु जी तेरे लाज रखो प्रभु जी मेरे लाज रखो प्रभु जी मेरे लाज रखो प्रभु जी मेरे लाज रखो प्रभु जी प्रभु जी प्रभु जी सुख का सागर है सुख का सागर है सुख का सागर है सुख का सागर है उद्धार करो भगवान तुम्हारे शरण पड़े भगवान करो भगवान करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयार्णवन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। ॐ शान्ति ॐ शान्ति ॐ शान्ति ॐ माता रानी का ध्यान धरिए, काम